Hello everybody, and welcome to our channel. And here we share things concerning Canada relocation, farm work jobs, and skilled jobs. And today, I want us to look at something that is, I think, very important, especially for those of you who have been sending applications for farm work jobs and you have not been getting positive outcomes. So today I want us to check on how to apply for farm work jobs correctly so that we can increase the chances of us getting hired, of us getting those job interviews. And I'm going to jump right in. So the way I'm going to do this is that I'm going to give you an example of a job that is existing currently on Job Bank website. Then I'm going to show you how you should send your application by email so that you can be having an idea of how you should structure your email, what you should include in your email, and what you should be doing in your resume and cover letters. So let's go right ahead onto the job bank website. It's a farm supervisor job. It is the example I'm going to use to do today. So let me share my screen. Here we go. Share. So this job today is about farm supervisor, even though I am going to be posting more jobs, but I want to use this to show you how to apply. So the job is from Golden Eagle Farm Group, and they have 5 vacancies for the farm supervisor. They're going to be giving you $48,000 annually, and they're going to be working for 40 hours per week. And then they are saying that the type of contract is ending 2024. So this is a temporary job. But remember, even if it's a temporary job, you can be able to use it to get your permanent residence, as we talked about in the last video. The other thing that you should consider when you're looking for a job and in the job bank website is when the job was posted. This job was posted 16th of January last month. So it is not 1 month yet, like 30 days have not gone by. So it's still a viable job that you can be able to apply to. So what do they need for you to do here? You need to be able to speak in English. At least you should be able to communicate with the other workers. You communicate with your employer in English. You do not need any degree or certificate or diploma for this job. You also don't need you don't need experience, but they say that if you have experience, it's going to be an asset for you. And then the job is going to be located in the rural area, and it is you're going to get accommodation. Like, you don't have to worry about housing and everything. The other thing that you have to remember is that when these jobs are about farm workers, they are asking for farm workers. Mostly, they are going to give you relocation money. They are going to fund your visas. So it's good to also consider that. Now, what are the tasks and responsibilities? Number one is to provide agricultural services such as plowing, irrigating, cultivating, and spraying of or harvesting. And remember, these responsibilities, they are the ones that you are going to use to create your resume. That is why I keep telling you that your resume should be suited to each job that you're going to be applying to. So if you're going to apply for a farm supervisor, remember your resume should also be looking like that of a farm supervisor, and most especially for the particular job that you're going to be applying to. So these are what we are going to be writing about. So just go highlight them a little. The other task is to develop and work schedules, establish procedures, maintain and quality control and production records, supervise and oversee growing and other crop-related operations, maintain work records and logs, operate and maintain farm machinery. Then experience that you should be having at least to get to a better position or get to increase your chances of getting hired is to have experience in growing blueberries and field berries, akina strawberries, the likes of raspberries, those things. Then you should be able to know how to operate equipment and machinery. That is fertilizer applicators, sprayers, dusters, and everything. Then the area of specialization is the agricultural crop service. So, how should we apply, or who should apply for this job? This job is both available for Canadian citizens and permanent residents, and also those of us that are not in Canada already. So, if you're in India, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Kenya, if you're in wherever else apart from Canada, you can be able to apply for this job. Then, how should you apply for this job? When you want to know how to apply for this job, you click on that show how to apply, and then it is saying you should apply on job bank. Remember in my last video, I showed you and I told you how you should be able, the importance of creating a profile on job bank. So here is how it comes in. You are able to send your job application through the job profile. Okay, so that is just one method. If you do not have a profile on job bank, please go ahead and create one after you watch this video. Number two, you should apply with the email. And this is what I wanted to show you how to do it today. So the email address is already provided over here. So after you have read the requirements and you have seen that you are capable of doing this job, which is a farm supervisor job, and remember they have 5 vacancies, now you go ahead and create your resume. I have already pre-created your resume to make this video a little bit faster, but I'm going to be telling you all the details that you should be able to consider. So let me share my screen on where I have created my resume so that we can be able to learn how to do this. So stop sharing that and come on, share. We share a window. It's this one. So here is my sample resume, and I am assuming that today I am now a farm supervisor looking for a job. I am taking your place as a farm worker who is looking for a job in Canada. So what I've said is that this is now how you should be structuring your resume. First of all, your name should be at the top here. The way I have written mine, Mary W. Ikegu. Remember, I don't want to kind of write my whole name over here, but you should be having your entire name. Like if you're Mary Wanjiru Ikegu, then you should be able to write your entire name over there. The other thing that you should indicate is your phone number. So this, as you can see, is not a real phone number because I don't want to share my phone number online, but you should be able to indicate your phone number so that your employer can be able to find you after they read your email. They read everything in your resume and they find that you qualify. The other thing you should provide is your email address. Then after the email address, you include your LinkedIn profile if you have one. If you do not have one, it's okay. But if you have one, make sure that you include. And it is also good to have one because it shows the employer what you have been doing, the current jobs that you have been working on, the projects that you have had. So it's good to have one. Then after you have written your details about your address, your name, and what they can use to contact you, the next thing is to write your summary, a summary of your experiences. So for here, I have written that I am an experienced agronomist and farm manager with expertise in farm equipment and maintenance and repair, crop management and fertilization, and field cultivation. I have an exceptional ability to apply agricultural skills in one to more than 120 acres of farmlands and exceed stakeholders' production expectations. So this is telling this potential employer, that I can be able to operate 1 acre of land, even 120 acres of land. But remember, this example, I'm using an example of a real person who has done this. The only thing I've changed is just the name, okay? Then the previous experience has a subordinate farmer, a farm owner, a manager in different farms have built my expertise in farm productivity. I have also operated in capacities including a dairy farm, a vegetable farm, and a fruit farm. The reason I am insisting on a fruit farm, it's because the job that we are going to apply to is about a fruit farm. So I have to tell them that I have experience in fruit farming. Then I need to show them how much can I be able to help them in your farming experiences. I have said successfully doubled yield for fruits and vegetables while managing 120 acres of land at XYZ company, the company that I was working in that farm, and oversaw a 50% increase in sales profit. So when this employer reads this, they're like, oh, so Mary can be able to increase the production by 50%. Then let's see what else she has to offer. Then you write about your skills. The skills I have is good agro practices, agricultural economic knowledge, land resource management, organic farming, drip irrigation, work under pressure or minimum supervision, vertical gardening, fruits and vegetable consultant, farm produce marketer, organic pesticide preparation. Remember, we are going to highlight, or we are highlighting things that are done in the farm. Okay, if you do not have experience, this is a different this it will be a different approach for you, but for somebody with experience, these are the things that you should mention. Then under competences, we say that we can be able to analyze data, because remember, this company is requiring us to have knowledge in creating logs, establishing management schedules. So we are telling them that we can be able to analyze data. Then we have critical and thinking, analytical thinking, observation skills, and all that. Then there is something that I wanted to insist on. So I put this information deliberately so that I can show you how to do this. Remember, in Canada, they do not like you telling them your personal information. So things that you are a Kenyan, you are a female, and showing your photographs, those are things that should not be appearing in your resume. So this section should be removed. I put it deliberately so that we could be able to learn about that. So after you've done your competences, you come to your experience. In your experience, you're going to be stating the role that you are working at, the company that you are working in, and the year that you are working in that company. So you start with the role. I was a farm manager. I was working also as an agronomist, and then the company is XYZ company. Which year? 2022 to present, if you're still working for that company. Then you state your roles. How do you state your roles? You say, if you're currently working in that position, then you say what you currently do. So your statements are going to be in present tense. Okay, in present tense. That is, you direct planting and cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Remember, this is a company about fruits. So the reason that we have to keep repeating fruits, so that we can show them that we have experience in growing and managing fruits. So we tell them that we direct planting and cultivation of fruits. We direct fruit and vegetable harvesting. We direct and operate and maintain farm equipment. We also direct and assist in pest and disease control activities, coordinates with marketing, production, and administration farm departments for overall crop productivity. We train and direct farm workers on fruit management practices. We manage data collection and record keeping processes. We prepare weekly, monthly, and sales reports, and we assist in crop health management. Are we together until that point? Please, if you're together until that point and you are loving whatever we are sharing today, go ahead and like the video. If you can share it with your friend, and also if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Yeah, so that we can grow this channel and we can grow ourselves together. So the next thing that should apply, or you should write about, is the previous jobs that you have already worked in the past. Okay, so we use the same format. We start with the role or the job that you are doing in that company. We state the company that it was, and then we state the year or date that we were working in that company. So in this case, I was working as a farm owner. The company is ABC. Then the year is February 2021 to February 2022. Then what were the roles that you are working in? You monitored your animal health. Remember, this is now in the past, something that has already happened. So you should not be saying that you are doing it right now, like the way we are saying in the present test in the first section. In this section, you're going to use the past. So you say you monitored animal health, you monitored milk quality through proper animal nutrition and traceability programs, you participated in dairy industry farm practices, you networked with dairy farming agencies, you liaised with veterinary, you kept records for the farm. Then you do the same for each and every experience that you have had. So in this case, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like he has a lot of experiences. So after you are done with your experiences. Now you come and write about your education. Your education, you're going to state the field that you studied about. In this case, it was bachelor's in agribusiness management. The year was 2014 to 2018. And then you state the university. It is ABC University. Remember, this is an example. I don't want to give every detail about myself. Then the secondary school that you went to, you say it was XYZ high school, now you're high school, and then you say the kind of examination that you did. In Kenya, we do KCSEs. You say the grade if you want to, but this is, I guess, this is optional. You don't have to say whatever you got. And then you say that the year that you are studying in that school. After that, you do not have to indicate your primary school education or your lower classes or the kindergarten and everything. That is not important. As long as you went to high school, we already know that you are good to go. Okay, you attended the rest. In fact, these days they are saying that as long as you have a degree for university, then we know automatically that you did your high school education. But anyway, it's good to indicate it. Then you indicate the awards and certificates that you have received. In this case, it was the best student at this school. From there, you're going to include the languages that you are capable of talking or using. In this case, we have our first language, which is now mother tongue and everything. And then we have proficiency in English and Kiswahili, because remember, we are from Kenya, okay? The next thing is about the references. Now, about the references, let me lower that down a bit. So about the references, it is not necessary for you to include them in your resume. Instead, what you should do, you should remove, ouch. So you should remove this section. Instead, and say references upon request. Are we together until that point? Because remember, these references, sometimes the employer that is going to hire you might not even need them, okay? And you don't also want to expose your references to each and every person that you meet across and each and every job platform. Remember, some of these jobs, sometimes they are not verified and they might be having malicious acts. So to make sure that your references are safe, make sure that you only provide them upon request. Are we together? Good. After now you have prepared your resume, you now go ahead and show them, prepare your cover letter. But one thing that you should remember about the cover letters, only provide a cover letter when you are asked to provide one. Are we together? Only when you are asked to provide one, and maybe when you are not sure whether you are supposed to provide or not. So if it is not written that you should provide one. But if it's stated that you should provide a resume only send the resume. I hope we are clear about that. So let's go to the sample cover letter that I have prepared for you guys. Where is that sample cover letter? Stop sharing that, and let me share with you the sample cover letter, the window. Yes, this one. So here we have it. So when you're sending your cover letter, remember to include your address and the company or the hiring manager's address, the address of the company that you're going to send your application to. So in this case, you're going to say you start with your address. Mine is Mary W. Kewu, PO Box, email, And then remember, by the way, this is not my real email. If you want to see my email, it's in the description. Then the telephone number, it's also not a real number, it's just for an example. And then you get the hiring manager's what do we call it, address. Hire. What you do here, you can write the name of the hiring manager. But if you're not sure about the name of the hiring manager, just write the name hiring manager. That is enough and it is okay. Okay. Then the company, Google Golden Eagle Farm. This is the company we are applying to today. Then you go ahead to their website. For you to get this information, you go ahead to their website, which I've already shown over here. I hope it's showing that. Uh, just a minute. Okay, stop sharing that and share this instead. Present, share screen. Yes. So for you to get the address of the company, you go ahead and go to the company website. So you can get the real contacts and also you can get the hiring manager's name if it has been provided. So in this case, they have not provided the name of the hiring manager, but they have provided their, what do we call them? Their address. They have their address here. So you can just take the name of the telephone number, the Gmail and everything. There's something that I had seen. Contacts. Here we go. So under the contacts, you see they have provided the name of the farm, the telephone number that you can use to call them, and the PO box or the box address that you can use in your letter. Okay, so this is what we are going to use in our letter. So we go ahead and copy this information. We come and write it in our letter. Are we together up until that point? Present. So we come and write it in our letter. I had already done this so that to make this video a little bit shorter. So the PO box you copy from the website and then you write their email and their telephone number and their email. Then the most important thing, remember this is a job application you are applying to. So the reference or the title of your application should be the position that you're going to be applying to. So in this case, we have written a farm supervisor because that is what they are looking for. And then now the body of your letter. Here is how you write your body. Dear hiring manager. If you do not know their name, just write dear hiring manager. If you came across the name of the hiring manager, then you can write their surname over here. Now, we do not know who the recruiter is, but we know that they are hiring managers. So we write dear hiring manager. And then now we craft our cover letter. What do we say? I am excited to apply for the farm supervisor's position at Golden Eagle Farm. I have worked as a farm manager, an assistant, an agronomist consultant, and a casual farm worker for the past 6 years. Now here we are highlighting whatever we had written in our resume, but now we are making it a little bit curative so that they can see we are qualified. Then you say, I have also operated as a fruit and vegetable marketing manager and coordinator in the past 1 year. Then you say, the experience have offered me a strong passion for sustainable farming because I read about the Green Eagle Farm and they are about sustainable farming. So if you can find a way of mentioning that, that is very okay. Then you say, my skills and experience will perfectly fit your organizational goals and ambitions. That is now telling them why they should hire you. Okay, then you tell them about your experience a bit more. My farm management and agronomist experience at the 120-acre farm in XYZ company offered me critical farming and marketing experience. I am knowledgeable in sustainable strawberries, has avocados, oranges, mangoes, all the fruits that you have been working on, and other fruit farming practices. I have gained sufficient knowledge in skills and farm budgeting, employee management. By the way, here, instead of saying employee management, just say general farm worker management, because they use general farm worker term very much, and we need our resume and we need our cover letter to suit the applicant tracking system. So we need to mention as many words we can from the job description. Okay, so this is how you match your job description with your cover letter. Are we together? Thank you. So, and then you say that so general farm worker management and farm and vegetable marketing. These skills will positively influence my work on your farm, attending to the blueberries and the field berries. So this shows them that you have read the job well and you understand your task and responsibility effectively. My experience in equipment and machinery operation will be highly valuable in taking care of the berries. I used fertilizer applicators, tractors, and harvesters at company XYZ, and also while operating the agricultural crop service to farmers as an agronomist. I managed group of 5 general farm workers and 4 harvesting laborers as they cultivated, sprayed, plowed, and harvested fruits in the vegetables. There's some dust. I'm sorry about that. During my agricultural crop management consultation services, I developed work schedules, established procedures, and maintained quality control and production records. Now, if I can pause at this point, if you look at the words that I have used to create my cover letter at this point, I have used the same words that were in the job description. But it is not a copy paste job over here I am doing. No, I am using the words to show my experience and to tell them that I qualify. One of the reason I'm doing this is to tell them that I'm qualified, first of all. Number two, to make sure that when the employer takes my cover letter, he passes it through the applicant application system, it is going to have a match. You know, the words are going to match and it is going to give me a higher score. So the employer is going to take my application and read it further. Are we together until that point? So that is how you match your job description with your cover letter to make sure that you increase the chances of you getting considered. After now you have done that, you thank them for reading your application, and then you finish your cover letter. I am thrilled to be a part of an organization with strong dedication to sustainable farming. I believe in your mission and commitment to providing consumers with fresh berries on time in the simplest strategy possible. You tell them, you state what their vision statement is, if they have provided it in their website, and that is going to give them a sense of, oh, you really understand what we do around here. You're ready to come and help us achieve our goals. You see, that is how you're going to communicate yourself to the employer. Then you thank them, thank you for your time, and I look forward to an interview to discuss how I can contribute to the mission and success of your company. Then you sign out sincerely, comma, okay? Remember grammatical errors, don't make the mistake. And then you state your name and a full stop. There's nothing down here, it's just a continuation which is not necessary. So that is how you create your cover letter. Now, after you have done creating your resume and your cover letter, now it is time for you to go ahead and send your job application to the email. Because remember, here we are told, let me go back to Job Bank website. Stop sharing that and come back here and share this. So let's go back to Job Bank website. Yes, share that one. So if we come back here, what have they said about us sending our application? They have said we send it through email, okay? Because I'm sorry about that. So they have said we share it through email. We copy this email, copy email address. You go on your what do we call it? On your Gmail account. So that is where I am headed right now. You go ahead to your Gmail account. Yeah, I'll share this tab. So compose. Oh, it's taking a little bit of time, but it's okay. We can. So let it open, and then we shall. Mhm. Just a minute. Okay, I'm thinking about. So it has already opened. So this is what you do. After you have copied the, what do we call it? After you have copied the email address, you come and type it here too in the recipient section. Remember, avoid writing it directly, like writing it like this, payroll, that one. You are likely to make more mistakes when you write it like that than when you copy it. So to make sure that you have copied the right thing, just go ahead and copy it. After that, the subject, write the job position that you are applying to. Why should you write the job position? Because when the recruiter is going to receive this email, this is the first thing that they are going to see, even before they see the details of your job application. So to make sure that your email is going to be read, make sure that you indicate the position that you're going to be applying to. So in this case, it is a farm supervisor. Supervisor application, job application, application. So that when the employer is going to receive this, or the recruiter is going to receive this email, when they see farm supervisor job application and they remember, oh, I was looking for farm supervisors. Let me see what this person is going to say about it. Are we together? So that when, remember, they are going to receive a lot of emails. If you write something different over here, or if you leave it blank, the chances of your email getting read is going to be very, very low because they are receiving a ton of emails in an everyday basis. So highlighting this is very, very important. After you're done doing that, then you come here and say, dear hiring manager, dear hiring manager, because we do not know the name of the manager, but we can use that as our formal. Then you put the comma and then you say whatever that you're going to be saying. So I had already drafted that. I'm just going to copy paste it so that it is going to be easier for us to go through it. V. Yes. So, dear hiring manager, then the first thing that you should tell the hiring manager at this point is why are you applying for this job? Okay? Why are you applying for this job? Or why are you writing this letter? You say, I am applying for the farm supervisor job position. You repeat again, posted on the Canada Job Bank and your website. Remember, we have seen it in the Canada Job Bank website. If you have seen it in their website, also include their website. If it is not available, like in this job case, you should just say on the job bank website. Your description and responsibilities of the job closely match my experience. I am excited to submit my resume for your consideration. So that tells them why are you applying for this job or why are you sending this email. After you have done that, you should go ahead and tell them why are you the best candidate? Why should they select you? Then you tell them briefly about your experience. You say, in my position as a farm manager as XYZ company, I guided general farm workers in plowing, irrigating, cultivating, spraying, and harvesting fruits and vegetables. I also developed work schedules, maintained farm work records and logs, and effective farm equipment and machinery operation facilitated my farm's experience in fruit production from 5,000 tons to 7,000 tons. So this is telling them how much can you benefit this company. I can be able to move sales from 5,000 tons to 7,000 tons. Given the opportunity, I believe my experience in the orchard management will increase blueberry and fieldberry production on your farm. So here you're mentioning whatever they are doing to tell them that you understand about the job, and you're also mentioning how you will be able to help the company grow forward. Okay. Now that you have mentioned your experience, you have mentioned how you can help them, and you have also mentioned to what quantity, because that is very also important. After you have done that, you thank them for reading your application, and then you give them a call to action, which is to tell them that you're ready to be called for an interview. You say it by saying, "Thank you for your time and consideration. I have attached a cover letter, and a resume for more details on my education and experience. I look forward to hearing from you soon." Remember to sign it off like a professional letter, which is sincerely, comma, your name, and then your email address and your phone number, so that they can be able to contact you even faster. Okay. After you have done that, it's now time to attach the documents that you had written, the resume and the cover letter. So you go ahead and attach them. So another tip about this is how you save your documents. It is also very important because, again, these recruiters are going to be receiving a lot of applications. So they need to have a simpler time. Like, you give them a simple time getting your documents and reading your application. How do you do this in terms of saving the documents? You make sure that your documents are including your name and the role that you are applying to. So in our case, we are applying for a farm supervisory job. So you go ahead wherever you have saved your document. Mine is here. I had saved it as, let me just search for it. Mary. Yeah, you see, I have already written it. It's even easier for me to get it because I know, this is the document I was looking for. So you select that one, open, and then you select the Mary Ikegu. I wrote it in the wrong format, but it's okay. So that is how you're going to be sending. So when the employer receives, they already know your name, they know the role that you are, they already know your name, they know the role that you are applying to and what document this is. So it is a farm supervisor and then it is a cover letter. So forgive me for this mistake over here. So you have your name, the resume, this is supposed to be resume, and then it is a farm supervisory job. So basically, and then after that you send, because this is a sample, I don't want to send a sample. It's not okay for me to do that. It was just to show you how to do this. So I hope that that has been a good session, and you have learned a few things here and there on how you can be able to send your job applications for your farm work jobs. So if you need me to show you more examples, especially when I post a job, just comment below. I will be able to show you about that. So I hope that is okay. If you have a question, you can just ask me around here. I feel now that we have shared all that. Yeah, it's time for a question, basically. So thank you, Wadayuma. I hope I am correct. I am mentioning your name correctly. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment. You have said great information. I appreciate it a lot. So anybody with a question, you can just go ahead and ask me. I will be able to answer. If you you can also leave it in the comment section below. I will answer it later on. And I hope that that information has helped you and you are going to make your application fruitful. Remember, getting a job and viewing it on job bank website is important, but also how you send your application also matters even more. So make sure that you send your applications correctly. So I guess that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that it is going to be helping you to send your applications better. I'm going to teach you even more. I'm going to show you even more examples with general farm workers, those without experience, those with experience, all of them, so that I can make your job application processes easier. So until next time, have you subscribed by the way? Come on, just subscribe, please. Hit the subscription button and remember to also like the video so that it can reach more people and we can learn more as a community. So until next time, bye bye. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye. 14 minutes.